I think we're recording now. Yep. We were just talking about
My
climbing.
friend goes, hey, should I move around or?
Get in the center of your screen where you look like you're in the middle there, and then I think we'll be okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we were just talking about Peter climbing Mount Everest.
Oh, geez.
How some people are just made to have experiences that most people don't have. They're just built that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Peter is probably the most fit human being I've ever known.
Yeah. Yeah.
Personally, I mean, the guy is like an oak tree, you know. Put your hand on him, and he's, oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just, I don't think I have I mean, I have more adventures than some people, but I don't have the tenacity to work that hard for anything, really. And I think it's because usually with just about anything I try, I'm fair or at least competent. There was a cat. She's attacking you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so because of that, I have not, I think, developed the tenacity to keep slogging at something until I get it done, right? Because most of the time it doesn't take much, and it's good. So I've gotten spoiled and lazy, I think, and I just flit from thing to thing and I'm fairly good at most of it, which is fine. It's
No
fine.
one's going to come around grading. Don't worry about it.
I know, and you know, I am lucky enough. You can't. I am lucky enough to be good enough at most of the things I try that I get a lot of enjoyment from them.
Yeah.
Because, you know, human beings don't like to do things they're not good at. It's not fun.
No.
It's work. So I'm spoiled. I just do lots and lots of things. So I got to get back to my outdoor adventures. I think with COVID and winter and all the rain and stuff, I've just been really limited.
Yeah.
That.
We should have some better weather coming up. I mean, it is summer almost.
Yeah, usually around June. Usually in June it starts getting really good. And I think I'm going to try and do, you know, at least a day hike every weekend, maybe an overnight, like Friday to Saturday. I don't know. But I have to get outside for my own mental health.
Do you have a hiking partner?
I have a couple people that like to go, like my friend Amy and I, we go just local places, and that's good. Got another friend who has talked about wanting to go camping and stuff. But I find that a lot of people talk about it, and then there's just always something comes up, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm better off most of the time. I mean, I would like to do it with someone, and especially this friend that says he wants to go, but if that doesn't work out, I still need to go. And I've camped by myself many times. I'm fine with it. You know, but right now my mindset is just wanting to hole up in my house, you know, this low funk cycle that I'm in. I just want to, like, I haven't been really on Facebook. I've just kind of withdrawn. But then, you know, there is a legitimate part of me that when I feel like there's too much of me out there in the world,
Sure.
I just get this need to bring it all back in and just like cut everything off and just let it resettle before I start throwing things out there in the world again, you know. So I think that's where I'm at.
Energy goes in cycles like that.
And everybody, a couple people have reminded me it's only been 6 months since my surgery.
That, true, yes.
I literally forget about it. Like I literally forget until I look in the mirror and I see the scar. I'm like, oh yeah. Isn't it funny?
I've been disassembled lately, yeah.
Yeah. And I forget that it hasn't been very long. And that usually um, it takes up to a year to get back to quote unquote normal. I'm reminded either by seeing the scar or when I scratch myself, it bleeds excessively because I'm on the blood thinners.
Oh no.
And then I'm like, oh yeah, okay. So my mind does weird things. It totally forgets. Or I don't think it forgets. I think it just shoves aside trauma. I don't have time to pay attention to that. And for the most part, that's okay. But I need to remind myself to slow down. You and I will get out and we'll take a drive like we did before. We'll go to Finley, get some ice cream.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, Finley's a nice park. We get
Yeah.
out, walk,
And
and look at the
yeah,
ducks.
it's got enough viewpoints along the actual road that you don't have to actually really hike to
Oh
see
yeah.
stuff. Yeah. My friend Amy was there yesterday, the day before, and she saw the elk.
Hmm.
There's that herd of elk that I've never seen in that park before that is supposed to exist, but
You mentioned them. Yeah, I heard
yeah,
about.
right by that field that we parked by. Yeah,
Yeah.
she saw them. They were all laying down in the field. So they do exist. Maybe someday I will see them. You could go to the coast too. Coast is nice. Drive
Pardon?
around, get some crab, look at the beach.
Yes.
There's a lot of stuff I just need to get out. Just like everybody else after this pandemic, it's the isolation is multiplied. And the staying indoors has heavily outweighed any outside activity for you too.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll do that. We'll get out. We'll go for a drive. Get a snack.
Very
Because
good.
snacks are always good.
Pardon?
Snacks are always good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what have you been doing since last week? Anything interesting? More of the same?
I don't. Yes, it's all the days blur into each other.
Yeah. Yeah. The
I
cat seems, huh?
watched Saturday Night Live just so that I'd have some idea of what day it was.
Even for those of us that get up and go to work, it becomes difficult. Is it Tuesday? Is it Thursday? What day is it today? Yeah. And we have those markers to go by, right? You always know when it's Monday and you always know when it's Friday. Other than that, it all runs together. Oh,
That was a nice photo of Amy with Warren Benford.
I didn't see it.
Oh
Was it on Instagram?
no, it should be on Facebook someplace.
It's probably on Wendy's page, huh? I don't think Amy's been on Facebook much.
Yeah, she's mostly taking care of the Soren blog now. It looks like.
Yeah, yeah. Yep, I see it. That is a great picture. Yeah. Says first non-familial hug in over a year, fully vaccinated.
Yeah,
Yes, we do need more hugs.
my savior is Amy took me out to the fairgrounds to get the shots, both of them, and then
Yeah,
Warren helped bail me out with the motel room.
yeah, yeah.
Right.
got you all set up. That's good. That's good. I mean, that's how society should be, right? We should be a collection of small villages where everybody knows everybody and helps everybody out, right? You pick up the slack.
I'm blessed to have such good friends.
Yeah, yeah, and I am too. I mean, I sometimes start to think because I don't actually do stuff with people a lot. Sometimes I start to think that, I used to think it used to be a completely foreign idea to me that someone would ever care about what's going on with me. Like it literally, even the kids.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I was literally, I used to be literally surprised. Like when one time my can't remember if it was Andrew or Jeremy, they said, "Yeah, the kids miss you. They really want to see you." And it was like it was weird
Oh.
because I used to have this, I guess when I still wasn't very connected to people, it would surprise me. And now it still surprises me sometimes how much people do care.
Yes.
But it's not, I don't think, anymore tied to any feeling that I'm not worthy of that. It's just a weird brain chemistry thing, I think. Don't know, but still there, but it's not tied to I hate myself anymore.
Oh,
So
good.
that's good.
That's
Yeah,
good stuff.
progress. Yeah. And even in low cycles, everything's okay. Just gotta kind of slog through it. Does she have the catnip toy?
Pardon?
Does the cat have the catnip toy, or is she just looking at you?
Oh, where is she? Kitty, where'd you go? No.
She is definitely much more perky now. She doesn't seem afraid or hesitant anymore at all. So
No. Fearless.
yeah, good. It means she's claimed your house and you as her space.
Yes. You can tell you got her scratch marks all over my legs.
Does she play attack kitten?
Yeah. Well, it's my fault. I mean, I played with her with the with the laser thing. We play cat and mouse, so she thinks I'm the mouse. And
Yeah. We should get you one of those cat towers with a scratching post. The thing where they can climb it and go in the little things.
yeah, she makes do with sitting on the windowsill, but I'm sure she'd be better with her own tower.
Yeah, my kids have Aaron built, so they have two cats, and both cats are missing a leg, and they just were run over by a car or something. Something happened to both of them, so they each lost a limb. So they're both tripod kitties, and they call them Squish and Squash. And Aaron built a big climbing castle thing with a ramp and a perch where they can look out the window, and yeah, it's pretty cool.
Oh, that's so thoughtful of him.
Yeah, he did a great job too. It looks really neat. We should get one of those for you that you can put in front of the window.
Yeah.
Give her something to do. Let's see if there's any. I'll show you. Just to share my screen. Oops. I'm going to share this one, like this one. Look at that one.
Oh, yeah, Now that's a real cat tower.
Yeah. Little perches, little things to play with, ropes, little houses. That one's only 75 bucks.
Oh,
Yeah, there's a lot of, like this one's only 50 because it's not carpeted, I don't think. Oh yeah, it is. Look at that cat. Yeah, something like that. We should get you something like that.
so, some sisal to scratch on.
Uh-huh. Most of them have a scratching post built into them somewhere.
Ooh,
And lots of stuff to play with, hanging things and like a little cat hammock bowl. Cute. Yeah, we should get you one of those.
I I've left cardboard boxes around, knowing that some cats find them irresistible, but mine doesn't seem to be impressed.
She's like, what? You expect me to play with cardboard? Come on.
A box? Come on.
What kind of cat do you think I am?
Yeah.
My camera shifted. There we go. Maybe before I come up next time, I'll go to Petco and we can put one together.
Pardon me?
I said maybe before I come up for the first time since COVID, which hopefully will be soon, I'll pick something up at Petco and we can put it together.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I trust your judgment and am glad to reimburse you for anything you.
Don't worry about it. It'll be fun. I like putting stuff together too, so I'll give her something to scratch on besides your chair.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And my legs, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we'll do that. I'll take a look and see what I can find. I scratched myself and now it's just like bleeding all over the place.
Oh, from the.
It just doesn't stop like it normally would.
Ouch.
I take an aspirin every day and Plavix, which is a blood thinner. And
Oh.
I get bruises like you wouldn't believe. Crazy. One time I looked at my arm and I had a bruise that was like this big. And I had no idea how I got it. Which is not unusual.
Maybe sleeping on it or something.
I don't know. I mean, I cut myself and hurt myself all the time and don't remember how I did it because I just, bull in a china shop through life, pretty much. Just crashing into things. Don't remember. Yeah. So, I mean, ever since I was a kid, I've been doing that. It's like, where did that bruise come from? What? But yeah, now they tend to be bigger. Yeah. It's interesting because, bruising is just bleeding under the skin, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So blood thinners make for some spectacular bruises.
Oh, I've never been on blood thinners like that. I certainly seen the results of it. It doesn't look like any fun at all.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't hurt any more than it used. Bruises don't hurt more, but it's just really inconvenient, especially the bleeding part, because like I said, I cut my fingers a lot when I'm working in the studio and like when I'm doing shipping and I'll catch it on the edge of a cardboard box or something.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I look down and I bled all over stuff. This is not good. It's not good. You can't ship product with blood on it.
Let's see. Well, what do I'm trying to think of what you usually use to stem bleeding.
Probably, what is that product that you use like when you cut animals' toenails? It's a caustic. There's like a little stick that you use to stop the bleeding.
Oh, septic or styptic, something like that.
Yes, like for shaving and
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because cats and dogs' toenails have a quick that goes through them, and if you clip the quick, it'll just bleed and bleed and bleed and bleed. So they have these little sticks that you can dab on the end of it. I just make a point of never cutting it for Izzy. Not her nails, the quick. That just sounds painful.
When I had goats, you used to have to trim the hooves now and then and be careful about the
Yeah, yeah.
about the
I've
hooves and
trimmed
blood.
goat hooves before, and the hard outer shell, because the bottom of their hooves are sticky. They're that kind of rubbery, sticky stuffs, and that's why they can climb so well. And so the outside curl grows over it and curls under, and you got to keep that trimmed. So it's interesting because I never knew. I thought, like horses or whatever, they have all hard
Yeah.
hooves, not goats.
Huh.
Yeah, there's just this, and it's not soft, but it is rubbery and kind of sticky, and that's how they stand on the edges of cliffs. The mountain goats.
Oh,
Yeah, it's super interesting. I learned a lot having a friend that had goats and other animals and stuff because, where is it? Yeah, I'll show you.
I like goats. They have a lot of personality.
Yeah,
They can relate to people.
yeah. See this part right here?
Yeah.
That's that rubbery part. And then the outside, if you don't keep it trimmed like that, it'll grow over and they'll lose their ability to walk or climb. Super interesting stuff.
Yes.
I think when I stop traveling, I'm going to have some animals like goats, and I like to have an alpaca and
Oh,
a sheep for wool, and chickens and goats for milk. I like goat's milk and cheese. I like goat cheese. It's really good.
can can you work from goat fur? I mean, can
Not really. It's a little too wiry. And some kind of goats you can get the undercoat, just like you can with rabbits and things like that. But for the most part, no. And llamas are the same because their guard hairs are really super stiff and wiry. So you can use the undercoat, but it's still not the best thing to spin. I also want to try spinning
oh,
nettle fiber.
can you do that without ruining your fingers? I mean, I I know when you encounter nettles in the wild, you have to be cautious.
Yeah, you just wear gloves. And so when you just cut them at the base,
Yeah.
then you can just like throw them in your yard because they have to ret, which means they start to decompose.
Huh?
And the pulpy part of it decomposes before the fibrous part. So you
Oh,
catch it halfway through the rotting process, and then you can easily remove the fibers and process them and spin them.
wow.
Yeah. Science.
The mysteries. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I love that stuff. Even when I was a kid, I used to read all about pioneering skills and, survival skills and
Oh, yeah. One of my favorite books was when these kind of basic family manuals from the 1800s that would teach you how to make cottage cheese and shoe the horses and do the whole thing.
yeah, the Foxfire books. Have you ever seen those?
Oh yeah, yeah.
A whole set of just skills, different skills. There's an Appalachian part of the series. There's from all over the country, just these basic 1800s kind of, how to make a shoe, how to tan a hide kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Loved those. Loved those books.
that was one of my big educations as a kid to get those and experiment and try out the different techniques, how to make a trap or skin a hide or, tan a
Yeah,
hide.
yeah, yeah, me too. It's pretty much my entire life.
Oh,
I was loving to try this. I want to go and try that. The wood smoke books were also good. It's more like wilderness survival type stuff.
well, when I went to boarding school in Upper New York State, we did, I had a couple of friends who were also who also enjoyed the outdoors, and we ran a trap line in the winter. That was amazing.
What did you catch
Muskrats.
with them?
You could actually sell the hides at the end of the season. The trick was that the price kept on going down as the season went on. You had to time it just right.
Ah, gotcha. Huh. Interesting. So, how old were you when you did that?
Oh, teenager, 15, 16.
Yeah. So cool. Yeah, I was because I've always, off and on researched, off-grid living and self-sustainability and stuff and things like that, setting snares and trapping your own food. Um, and I've never had rabbit, but I did a bunch of reading about, that. And there's, you have to cut it open and look at the liver because there's a disease in rabbits that will make you very, very sick or kill you if you eat the rabbit. So that's just way too much of a crapshoot for me.
You know what you're looking for in the liver?
White spots.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me see. What's the name of it? White spots. Tularemia.
Pardon?
Tularemia.
I've heard that word. Yeah.
Yeah. It is rabbit fever. General telltale sign of coccidiosis or tularemia. Yeah, so, I mean, the other option would be to raise your own rabbits, but then, I don't think I could. Rabbits are too cute.
Uh, My dad was full of get-rich schemes. One of them was raising rabbits.
Yeah.
Uh, we were not far from Danbury, Connecticut, where they made hats, and he'd sell the hides, and they turn them into hat felt.
Yeah.
And we'd have the rabbits for like Sunday dinner, but my mom had to be sure that my grandfather got a part that looked like chicken.
You didn't tell him it was rabbit.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
was not he wasn't going for it, huh?
no, he didn't think the rabbits were food.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's, it's funny from continent to continent how that differs, right? And a lot of places, goats are the standard meat, not cows. India, of course, they don't eat cows. Goat meat, rabbit meat, all kinds of things that we don't consider food here in the U.S. are
Yeah.
main staples other places. Yeah. When I lived in Korea, we'd go down to the market, open air market in Itaewon, and there'd be dogs hanging.
Good. Did you try them?
No,
Try
of
one?
course, you never know. Maybe some of the bulgogi I ate wasn't meat. I don't know, but it was delicious, whatever it was. bulgogi is my favorite because it's so simple. It's just meat and broccoli, basically, with some sauce. It wasn't too far out there. I didn't really get into, I didn't like kimchi when we lived there. I did buy some recently. It's a little spicy for me. But I like the cool crunchiness of it. Some other stuff that, they had the 1,000-year-old eggs.
Oh, yeah.
Ugh,
I
so
can't
bad.
get past the smell of those. I haven't had the
Oh,
courage to pull one in my mouth.
oh, no. Mm-mm. But for the most part, the food is excellent. Love Korean food. And I think, what do we have here that people would consider absolutely disgusting, do you think?
Cheese. Well, there's a lot of the world that doesn't eat dairy at all. So
Yeah. And yogurt's basically just boiled, buttermilk. You just let it go bad.
yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah, I never could stomach buttermilk. It just smells bad. Yeah. Man, I'm a big fan of cheese, though.
Uh,
I love cheese. I've made goat cheese before from fresh goat's milk, and it was really good. That's why I'd like to have a goat again someday.
I had some friends in Vermont who were back to the land people, and they made cheese, which they showed me when I visited them. It was actually moving. The thing was so full of bacteria that it was squirming.
Wow. What
It
kind of
was,
cheese?
hmm,
What kind of cheese? Do you know?
I just some Vermont.
Vermont
I
cheese is
possibly
good.
blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're serious in Vermont about sharp cheese when they say that it's aged.
Mm-hmm.
Means
Yeah.
it's ready to get off the plate.
Yeah. Oh, so good. I love cheese. I'm supposed to be eating plant-based diet is best for people like me with the heart disease stuff. And I just can't give up cheese, can't give up chicken and fish. That's the only, well, I eat pork chops every once in a while. I rarely, I can't remember the last time I ate beef.
You look fit. You don't seem to have a lot of excess body fat or anything.
You know what's funny though is that I've had controlled high blood pressure for a couple decades now, probably. I'm on
Uh,
medication for it. I always have been for forever. Um, but I remember my doctor telling me when I started going on medication, he's like, "You don't look like someone with high blood pressure." I would never have guessed.
uh,
Never have guessed. And the same with the heart disease, right? It's
yeah.
completely hidden. You can tell with some people if, morbidly obese, very choleric looking, red face, indicators of high blood pressure and heart disease and things like that. I don't have any of that. And
Your
yet,
your fitness regimen has paid off.
yeah,
And,
but I'm
yeah,
still, I have really bad heart disease stuff going on and blood pressure, but you just looking at me would
yeah.
have never been able to tell. I don't have any of the outward indicators. Um, and that's why it's so dangerous in our family. Like, that's why Kirsten died, because there's nothing to tell you except when you're having heart attacks and think they're heartburn. There's nothing to tell you that there's anything going on.
Oh,
Yeah, it's dangerous. That's why I always recommend all women just get, have it checked out because you just don't know.
yeah. That's what I've heard. That it's difficult to identify in women that it could kill
Mm.
you. Surely.
Oh yeah, that's how Kirsten died.
Mm.
I mean, she looked just like me. She was a little taller, but same build, same everything. She did not seem at all sick in any way. And then she died, right?
So
No warning.
are you monitored for that
Yeah,
kind of?
they're monitoring my cholesterol, and I think in another month I have another appointment with the cardiac team just to see how things are going. To do a full blood panel, to see where I'm at again. So yeah, between my GP and the every 3 months or 6 months or something like that, I go back to the cardiac people and they look me over.
They do another EKG each time?
I don't think so. I think they just do a blood panel to make sure that my numbers are still moving in the right direction,
Oh,
that I'm not making the problem worse again.
yeah, the enzymes that can show up when there's damage going on.
Yeah, and I mostly the cholesterol, because what happened with me is, and this is what the main problem is blockage, right? So if you
Uh-huh.
have too much bad cholesterol, it's the sticky kind, right? And it starts sticking to your. Apparently, I have tiny veins too, but it starts sticking to the inside of your arteries, going to your heart, and eventually blocks them up completely. So
Oh,
the cholesterol thing is a really important.
so it's not the typical problem that people have with too much body weight. It's
Right,
more
right. It's just
specific to the
bad
circulation.
cholesterol combined with tiny veins, combined with not enough exercise, and boom. Yeah. And what's funny is that I never would have thought that I was having a heart attack. It just felt like really bad heartburn, like my chest was on fire.
Oh,
And I never associated that. I always associated like the cramping and can't breathe and sweating, and which is what Kirsten had.
oh,
She had the sweating and the anxiety and the throwing up right before, when before she went to the hospital. I didn't have any of that.
oh.
I just had, like, my chest was on fire. Yeah, and me being me, right?
You're beautiful.
I just kept pushing right through it because,
Yeah,
kind of what I do.
that's who you
Uh,
are.
yeah, and actually they said that that's what probably saved me, because I had developed, because your body tries to heal itself,
Yeah,
and I had developed collateral veins
circulation. Yeah.
that were trying to go around the blockage and reattach, to
Oh,
bypass.
yeah, the
Like,
body's wonderful about that.
yeah, so my body was trying to do what they did surgically, and for the most part, I had a bunch of those collateral veins, so it kept me going.
Ah,
Yeah, so stubbornness pays off sometimes. Ugh. Yeah, life is weird, isn't it?
yes, yes.
Mhm. It's good though. It's really good. I mean, you and I both have had kind of tumultuous, sometimes not so good periods.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I'll attest to that, yes.
Yeah, yeah. But overall, when in the great scheme of things, life is pretty good, even with trauma, even with all that stuff.
Yeah,
Turns out
I'll,
pretty good.
I'll take it, even though they check some of the boxes that aren't that much fun.
Yeah.
It's life.
Yeah. Yeah, but that, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right?
That's what they say.
Yeah. I mean, how are you going to ever develop resilience if you have no challenges?
Yeah, that's what Nietzsche said, but look where it got him. So,
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Huh. Well, looks like we are at about 40 minutes. So let's wrap this one up, and then maybe next weekend I'll actually come visit.
you what?
Actually come visit you.
Oh my God. Oh,
Yeah, maybe like Friday afternoon like we used to.
great.
Yeah, let's plan on that. Let's just plan on Friday afternoon. We'll get together and we either go out for dinner or go for a drive or something.
What kind of food interests you?
Oh, I don't know. We usually find decent places. You know, I like Chinese food. Something like
Yeah,
that.
they're starting to reopen.
Yeah, and even if we can't find something, so here's a task for you during the week. Check and see what's open.
Uh-huh.
And if we can't find anything good, I'll just bring some snacks and we'll go for a drive.
Okay.
Okay? So
So
either way, we can get out.
Friday afternoon?
Friday, I'll head up there when I get off work at 3:00. So I'll be there by 4.
Great, great.
Awesome.
Oh, it's a date with an actual human being.
I
Yay.
know. How exciting. Yeah. All right. I will see you Friday then.
Okay, thank you so much, Karen. It's good to see you again.
Good to see you too. Bye-bye.
Okay.